It's no secret that I love email marketing, and I think email marketing is so important in our business. Well, today's episode is a special one because I'm bringing on my friend Jenny Roth, who is a copywriter. And I love this story on how I met Jenny because she actually emailed me pitching to be on my podcast. And I had told the team that I was kind of done just ignoring a lot of pitches because they would come into my email and I didn't really know to say yes or no, and I didn't want to take the time to figure it out. But what was happening was I ended up just not responding. And I got like an influx of podcast pitches that came through like mutual connections. So I knew I could not just not respond to these people. But I can't just say yes to everyone that wants to be on the podcast. I don't have the capacity for that right now. We are already kind of, busting at the seams with guests. And I told the team, I said, we're going to start responding differently. And we're going to start asking if they have the opportunity to swap, to be on each other's podcasts. And if they don't have a platform and they're not willing to swap, then they're not a good collaboration partner at this specific time. So that's what we started doing. And Jenny was like, heck yes, you can come on my podcast. And she's been so wonderful. And I'm so grateful for my connection to her. She's been fun. She's engaging. She has so much knowledge to give. Her free email templates are awesome. I'm already utilizing them in my own business. And it was one of those moments of like gratitude in just trusting my intuition that was telling me to stop ghosting. Like, I am a professional community builder. I cannot be the one to just not answer emails, right? But we're all human beings. I'm not judging myself and I'm not judging others who do that. But everything that comes through our inbox, is an opportunity for connection. And I don't think that we all need to be in our inboxes. In fact, I'm working hard to get out of my inbox and have my lovely assistant, Amber, taking care of everything, which is a huge milestone for my business. But as a team, as a company, it's really important to me that anybody that reaches out to us, feels seen and heard, and that we continue to grow and scale in a way that has space for that. So that was a cool little moment to know that I made that decision and it played out very well. And I'm so happy that I connected with Jenny and that she reached out to me, not just because we did a fair visibility swap, but I truly love her as a human being. So let me tell you a little bit about Jenny. She's a sales copywriter for female founders. Her copy process is rooted in client voice, market research, and words that honor your values and build relationships besides just opening wallets. As the copywriter behind hundreds of launches and funnels, Jenny fully believes that good copy needs to be more than just for making sales. Your words can also leave clients feeling so confident and excited to work with you. So let's bring on Jenny. She's wonderful. This is such a great episode that's going to get you all kinds of re-excited about email marketing. Welcome back to the Messy Success Podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Henson. This podcast is your space, your corner of the world to be messy, creative, and ambitious as you want to be. I'm incredibly passionate about helping people do what they love and make a living doing it. We all know that is a messy process, but the messy imperfection, the messy success is what makes it all so beautiful. I'm here to help you build community around your brand so that marketing is easy. There's no such thing as a self-made millionaire, in my opinion. We're all in this together. We shine the light on others, focus on leadership. And our theme here for 2024 is the 1% adventure, where we're getting 1% better every single day. So what do you say we get started? Hey, Jenny, I am so excited to have you on the Messy Success podcast today. I had so much fun on your podcast. So, for everyone listening, tell them who you are and what you do.
Hi, Elizabeth. It's so wonderful to see you. Hi, everyone listening. My name is Jenny Roth, and I am a copywriter. So I specialize, I guess, in sales pages and emails. I love writing a good sales page. Like, I love it because of all the just like all the goals that my clients can achieve once they have that sales page selling for them. It's so fun. And I just love to tell the story and put their personality on it and speak to the client. So I've really landed on sales page copy, email copy, all the things. Other than writing copy in my office, I am also a mom to three daughters. They are 15, 13, and 11. I'm married to a farmer. I live in a really small town in the Midwest. And I'm a running coach for youth in my community and a softball coach. So I just have I'm in a great spot where I just have this full life with a lot of things. And I'm just really excited to have gotten here.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And I know you and I were just talking a little bit about summer and
Yeah.
kind of like balancing the kids being home with trying to work. And I mean, the struggle is real.
The struggle is
What do
real.
you find like what helps your rhythm when working when your kids are home?
Yeah. So like we were saying, my kids are older now. So I feel like it
Yeah.
is easier. So my kids sleep in. I can wake up early and do stuff. But it's still hard because my husband, farmer, like I'm still kind of like the primary caregiver during the day. So all the appointments fall on me, the activities fall on me. I'm really involved with volunteer coaching, stuff like that too. So honestly, I feel like when moms ask me this question, I almost get deer in the headlights because I remember how hard it was when my kids were young. And if I'm super honest with you, when I started my business, I wasn't really thinking I was growing a business, like growing this full time money making business wasn't my end goal. And that maybe it was more of a surprise. And that was maybe kind of a little hidden gift because I just thought, what if I could make a couple hundred extra dollars a month for us so we could, have a bigger grocery budget so I could put my daughters in dance classes, like just do some of these things without being so stretched, all the time. I thought,
Yeah.
what if I love writing? I want to be home. My kids are little. They're 2 years apart. So at one time they were all little, little, little. And I just thought, could I maybe just make a couple hundred extra bucks? And I did. And when my kids were small, when I started, I had a baby and I literally worked on like maybe one project a month, maybe.
Mm.
And I didn't start till she was really sleeping through the night, till everyone was sleeping through the night.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes I know moms are doing so much more than that, like building businesses full time, with little ones at home. And people are like, how do you do that? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know. Without help, without unless you have daycare or help, like I don't really know. So I didn't have daycare help. I kind of was the full time, and so for me, it was like I work 2 hours a day. Okay, they're older. I can get 4 hours a day, and it's just grown to where now I work a lot when they're in school, and in the summer,
Yeah.
I do feel like
It
chaotic.
really is such a game changer when they go to, like, real school. My 4-year-old's still in, preschool, so he only goes a couple hours a day, but what I'm finding in the summer, and I'm still kind of playing with this, is if I get up and work, and I'm not a morning person, I don't know if you are, not a super morning person, I'm fine by 7. So if I'm up at 7 and I can just get, like, 2 hours in while my husband kinda gets them settled
Mm,
and get out the door, like, that makes a huge difference for me and, like, that focus time, but I am curious because you're a writer, and I
mhm,
don't know if I'm assuming it comes easy for you, but, like, if I have to do anything I call writing, like,
mhm.
deep
Yeah.
work. So, are you able to really, like, hone in and do that deep work while your kids are home, or do you try
Mhm.
to time it while they're, like, out doing things or asleep?
It's kind of a catch-22. It's like when I have this time at home, like when they're in school, I'm always like, I can't wait for this deep 6-hour block at home. And then they all leave for school, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's lonely and quiet here, and me and the dog are bored. And it's like, but when they're home, sometimes it's like, oh, if I just had 2 hours. So yes,
Yeah.
definitely, I like the focus time. But honestly, the thing I think that is the hardest, and you and I were talking about this before we hit record, is like just giving yourself the permission to do it. Like, I don't think,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, I should be out there doing stuff with them. I should be doing this. I should be doing this. And when really it's like, I need to work for 4 hours today. I'm going to do it from 10 to 2. This is what I need to do
Yeah.
to make that possible for me. And then I just do it and literally no, like my husband's always like, Jen, nobody cares. Like, do it. Just do it. Like, we're
Yeah.
fine. It's all in my head. the guilt and stuff.
It's so true, and, like, this podcast is such a good testament of that, because 'cause I'm like, "Okay, I know I got the podcast from 1 to 2, so they know I'm working from 1 to 2. What's the difference? Like,
Yeah.
why can't we do that for ourselves when it's just project work? It doesn't have to be an appointment, right?"
Yeah.
It's like we always need that, someone else, like, depending on us to really make it, like, so official.
Yes, absolutely. And I think help is one thing I wish I would have been more open to. I thought when my kids were little that I had to do
Yeah.
everything to be like super, super mom. And I have my mother and my mother-in-law, my husband. And it's like, could my husband take the kids on a Saturday and maybe Saturday's my work day? Like what? Like who cares?
Yeah,
That's,
yeah,
so just being like okay with these things, I think for me is what I wish when they were little I would have, you know,
yeah.
done more. Yeah.
Yeah, it is such a balance. Oh my gosh. And I feel like most of the women that I are in my network, my peer groups, my students are kind of like the primary caregiver. Even if they work full time or
Mhm.
40 hours a week, it's still up to us if like the kids have get sick at school or have a doctor's appointment or whatever it might be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a whole other load. And, as my girls are, I mean, I have 3 girls, right? And one is 15. I mean, they see me now,
Yeah.
Like they're not babies and toddlers. They see what I'm doing. And I just want moms to know with little kids, like your kids are proud of you. Like my kids think
Yeah.
I'm kind of a badass. They're like, wow, mom. And like that's cool. So like you're
Yeah.
doing so much more than you think. Like honestly, like we're probably all doing so much more than we think. And yeah.
I love it.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your journey. Have you always loved writing as far as being an entrepreneur? And I
Mhm.
love hearing that you're a coach and stuff too. I didn't know we
Yeah.
had those parallels. But has it always been writing, or have you kind of dabbled in other like online entrepreneurial things?
Yeah. Oh, I love this. So my husband and I got married when I was 22, barely 22.
Yeah.
So I had just graduated from college. Aaron and I are the kind of people like we just leap. That's just how we are. We like make impulse decisions. We leap. We leaped in, right? So now when I see people that age and I think about them getting married, I'm like, oh no, but like it's like worked out. It's worked out. So I was just out of college, right? And I had a degree in Spanish and anthropology. And I love people and language and culture. And just like, I'm like fascinated by people's stories, like, which is such a great characteristic to have for a writer because I feel like instead of having my own career, I just get obsessed with what everyone else does and like talk about it.
Oh,
It's
I
so
love
weird.
it.
So we had kids shortly after, stay at home mom, little ones. And I got to that point where I was like, everyone's sleeping through the night. Everyone's taking a nap. I'm cleaning my house. I'm scrolling Facebook. No, no, no. Like there has to be something else I can do, even if I have 1 hour a day, right? So it's like it has to be from home. I gotta love it, and it's gotta make a difference. Like I want to be able to help people with whatever I do. Always got good grades in writing. Why not? Started pitching myself to local magazines to be an article writer. I moved up to become an editor of a magazine really quickly, and they let me do it from home. And I was
Oh,
doing
cool.
that, and people started to kind of be like, hey, you write? I have this blog, I have this website, I have this other thing. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it, and kind of quickly realized when we would write articles in this magazine, we'd feature businesses in the community, and they'd send us letters like, man, when you published that article for us, we got such an uptick in traffic. Like, thank you so much. And my I was raised by entrepreneurs. My father's a farmer, started a business when I was like before I was born and still has it. So like that matters to me. Like I understand what that means for a family
Yeah.
when a business does well. And so I quickly realized like, oh my gosh, this is called copywriting. When I do this, I can help people make money and like I can do it from home and I really love it. And I just took every class, every course, the story. And like in over the years, like just learned all I can, landed on sales pages eventually, have written all the things for all the people to finally niche down. And that sounds like it happened quickly, but it started in 2014, ready for magazines.
Yeah.
So it's like 10 years from now, 10-year journey. Yeah. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Yeah, I love it so much. So I don't even have a sales page for my signature program
Really?
yet, and it is going to happen. It will happen before the fall, I think, because we'll probably do a live launch in the fall.
Oh,
So I might be hitting you up because I'm like, I have made so many sales pages over the years, and not necessarily like pivoted, but like elevated and
yes.
changed and new offers and new things. And I'm like, that is the last thing I want to do. It's like, write another one. Don't make me do it. I will sell it from stage, but don't make me turn it into
No.
words. So I'm so glad that I met you. Oh my gosh. And speaking of launches, you mentioned like this whole conversation around launching to our email list. And I know I have a lot of students that are just getting started with their email list, or they're kind of frustrated with their open rates. Tell us like all the magical things about email lists.
Ooh, oh my gosh. Yeah. So, okay. So I'm thinking about people listening. If you are just getting started with your email list and you feel frustrated by open and click rates and all the things, take a deep breath. Whew, it's like email is a long game. I think it's kind of sold to us a little bit that email is magic. And once you
Yes.
start sending these emails, like big influencers or whatever do, you just make all this money, blah, blah, blah. And there's like a secret formula. When in reality, I will tell you that it takes some testing and it takes some data. And like when I write funnels for people, I was just on a coaching call the other day in a group, and I was like, I don't know if I've ever written a funnel that I didn't re-edit and rework about 3 times before we had it converting through like ads. You know what I mean? Like converting cold leads to where we wanted it to be. It takes some testing. It takes finessing of your messaging. It takes all these things. So I think people kind of get like frustrated if they send an email and it has like a 1% click rate or a 0% click rate. And instead, like if you can kind of come at it more with like a scientist hat or like curiosity, like, okay, what happened here kind of thing, what can I do differently, what is this telling me? A really great way to do that, so if you have a new email list, is just get out a plain old Google spreadsheet. Every time you send an email, put the subject line and the open and the click rate in there and just track it for like a couple months. You'll notice trends. You'll notice what your audience wants to read. You'll notice like what you did that maybe got higher opens and higher clicks and all of those things. So I guess, just very general top of, ladder or bottom of ladder, whatever direction idea, like advice for email marketing is it takes time, collect the data, and also the people that I see having the best success with email marketing, I have like a relationship with their subscribers. So their subscribers come from their podcast, from I spoke in this community and people signed up, from like people know them and they do a really great job in the email list of like fostering that relationship further. And we can talk more about that. So it's across the board, economy, whatever, like algorithm, whatever challenges we can like say they are in business, like people still buy from people they know. Like, that's just it.
Yes.
So if you have that for you, I think that makes email marketing easier too.
Yeah. And I love that you mentioned testing, because you're right. Everything we do in marketing has to be tested, and then it could change. Like marketing is like this moving target that is always changing. But the one thing that stays the same that you mentioned is that relationship building. And when people know us, like they know us, and it's so different than just buying somebody else's email list and hoping that it converts. So talk to us a little bit about that like relationship building piece when it comes to our email marketing. Like, do you still believe in like newsletters, like a weekly newsletter?
Yeah, I do. I believe in a weekly newsletter. It depends on your business, right? So, I mean, I don't want people to feel like pressure to do it, but I'd say for like most businesses, a weekly like email newsletter is a great place to start. And then I tell them, if you want to do more, maybe like your next step, then if you're like, okay, I think I'm ready to do 2 emails a week or something, like I think a next good step would be a client win email, right? So if you're going to add another one in, feature a client, it can even like, you don't have to gather even testimonials if you don't want to. Just think about like, how did I help somebody this week? I'm going to share about that with my list and then invite them to work with me. Like, it can be so easy. As far as relationship building with email marketing, we can talk about some example emails that you can send to do that I've been testing and trying with my clients if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm like, I just flipped the page because I'm like, I'm ready to take
notes. Cool. Yeah. So, okay, here's a couple emails that you can send. So it's kind of cool, right? And like the goal of our email is to most people listening, right? Business owners, like you want to make sales, right? So there's a couple of things you can do, like build relationships and that kind of lead to sales. So one of my favorite emails to try, and it depends like how you do it, depends on your business and all the things too. But at the top of the month, like I call it, like you open up your calendar in some way. And maybe that's a coffee chat with you. Maybe that's a free 30-minute intensive, like whatever that looks like. So like say July 1st, you're like, hey, I have 5 of these XYZ coffee chats or intensives open. And, this is just for my email list. I do it at the top of the month. Have your boundary on it so you're not doing like 30 and like overwhelmed. And just invite people
Yeah.
to get on a call with you and visit with you. And I've seen business owners do it like a no pressure chat just to meet people. I've seen people do it to offer coaching, just to kind of, maybe like pitch at the end of that. So there's all kinds of ways you can do it. And so it's not even a genius idea, right? It's just so simple. Like open up your
Yeah.
calendar to your email list, see who's on there. So that's one example.
Yeah. Yeah. Great idea.
Yeah, another thing that you can do is share your calendar of events. So I kind of love this email at the top of the month, be like, everything that you have coming up. If someone's following you
Mm.
and you're speaking over here, or you are launching this product over there, or you're going live on this day, you can share where people can find you. I think people just kind of like that. Then they can plan too, and they're not finding out like the day before. So open your
Oh, I
calendar.
love that. I
Yeah.
tend to do the reverse and like kind of do a recap, but you're right.
Yeah.
Then they might miss that opportunity to join in or like, today I'm speaking locally. Had I done a what's coming up, they would have the chance to plan to maybe attend that
Yeah.
versus like, here's what I did. I love that. Like
Yeah.
thinking forward instead of backward.
Yeah, I know. My clients have loved that. And for real, if people really follow you and they want to hear from you,
Yeah.
they will pay attention. It's so cool. So, yeah, so just
Yeah.
kind of letting people know where you are. Um, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. What's another one? Sharing, we already talked about this a little bit. Oh, you can do like sharing client wins. I think that's so important and something that I need to do more personally. And I think all of us could do it better, right? And so there's
Yeah.
so many ways you can do it. Like, you could like feature your clients, right? You could have like a client spotlight email where you just like totally
Mhm.
pour love on this client, everything that they've done. You could have clients take over your email list, right? Like you could do stuff like that where they step in and are like, hey, Elizabeth's gone for the day. I just wanted to tell you my experience working with her, and stuff like that. So it
Oh, I
really,
love that.
yeah, yeah, there's like tons of ways that you can do different like featuring your clients, and like we talked about too, just even sharing like, here's one way that I actually helped someone this week, I wanted to share it with you, and if you work with me, like here's what happens, kind of thing. So client wins I think are huge. Just trying to think of other ones, conversation
Have you
starters.
seen this, like, freebie swap? Have you ever done those where you, like, swap freebies with a friend and, like, promote that
Mhm.
to your email list? Has that worked for you in the past or for anyone you know?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love a freebie swap.
Oh,
A lead
cool.
magnet swap. I think it's one of the best ways that you can build your list. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's really cool, especially if you partner with somebody that has like that complementing audience to yours. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
a freebie swap is an awesome.
And did I see that you use Flowdesk as
I
well?
do
Are you
use
team Flowdesk?
Flowdesk. Yes,
Okay.
I love Flowdesk. A lot of my custom clients use ConvertKit, so I would also like put a stamp of approval on ConvertKit.
Yeah.
If you're a product-based business owner, like e-commerce, I see a lot of people using Klaviyo, which is really cool.
Mm.
So they will tell you like how much, like literally, they'll show you how many sales each email made. So talk about data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So many ideas. And,
Mhm.
your freebie is, it's like Flowdesk has templates now, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Flowdesk has templates. So I have a freebie. Yeah, yeah. So my freebie is
Yeah.
it's called relationship. Oh, I'm losing off the top of my head, but basically you get 6 email templates to help you build a
Yeah, yeah, I was
relationship.
looking at it right before the call, and I was like, "Ooh, this looks kinda
Yeah,
good."
you get like, so you get a calendar, like a calendar, and then you get 6 email templates, and they're plugged into the calendar to show you how you could put these 6 templates together every single month. And if you just rotate like through these 6 ideas or these 6 templates, you'd have just like such a thorough relationship based email marketing strategy. So that's my freebie. So yeah,
So
so
good.
people are always like, what, I don't know what to send every month or how to do it. So I'm like, okay, here's 6 emails. Like, you can
Yeah.
plug in, like you can change them up every single month and just send them like in this format, and you'd have a great email strategy.
Oh, I love that. I mean, people have told me that they really like my emails, but I can tell when I'm, like, in a groove and when I'm not. Like, right
Yeah.
now, I'm like, "Oh, it's summer." Like, I haven't really emailed my
Yeah.
list. That's so unlike me because 'cause I'm a weekly, like, pump out the newsletter person,
Mhm.
but it's like, I don't think I've ever gone a year and done, like, all 52 weeks,
Yeah.
right? Like, there's always a drop off at some point,
Yeah.
and I feel like having a resource like that would really help with when I'm, like, lacking the creativity around
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And I talk to people like it's so normal. Like I talk to people all the time who are like, I mean, think about it. Like you have a podcast, right? You're
Yeah.
collaborating, you have Instagram. And then it's like, and I still have to write this forking email. And like, it's just a lot, you know? So if you're like struggling to get your email newsletter out the door, a couple of things like you can do. Sometimes I recommend to people start with your newsletter, like write that first,
Yeah.
write your email first, and then pull socials from there, right? You could even write your newsletter first and like put a blog title on it and have your blog or your podcast episode. So start with it first. Another thing that some of my clients do, which I think is just brilliant, in the summer or like during their busy seasons, they kind of take off like the newsletter thing, like, or even if they just don't love being in their inbox a lot, they don't love writing emails. Instead of doing like a weekly newsletter, they will do like they'll choose like 10 like mini campaigns to send throughout the year.
Mm,
So they send like one a month and it's like 5 days long and it's promoting one offer, right? And they like promote that mini
yeah.
offer and then they kind of like, if they want to email in between, they do. If not, they don't. But their audience is still like really hearing from them and getting great deals and service from them. And so I've seen
Yeah.
like photographers having great success with that, promoting their services.
And I like kind of like interweaving the subject lines
Mm,
with the story that's in the email.
yeah.
Every now and then I feel like, "Ooh, I really nailed that one." But then sometimes it's a little bit harder, but
Yeah.
I can't think of a good example right now. Um but yeah, I know I have a really good question for you. Are you like using AI at all as a resource with yourself or with your clients? Talk to us a little bit about how we can use AI in newsletters if you're even doing that.
Yeah, I love that. I would definitely answer that. And I wanted to tell everyone listening too about subject lines. Like my best tip there would be don't write the subject line first. Like I can't tell you how many
Yes.
hours I've wasted trying to write the subject lines. Like write your email, like even start with
Yes.
the call to action in your email. Like what do you even want people to do? Get that out.
Yes.
Then write your email and your subject line is like Elizabeth said, it's hidden in the email. And your subject line will
It's hidden
tie.
in the email,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So that's my best tip there. And that sounds so easy, but I can't tell you how often I've tried to.
It is when you stop trying to do the subject line
Yeah.
first, right?
So different. Yeah. And as far as,
Yeah.
yeah, for AI, man, I am such a grandma for technology. The only thing I really use AI for, I know people freak out about it too. Like, AI is coming from my job. I'm like, I don't know. I don't think that's true. I think if you're helping people and being yourself, and I don't think that's true. But I don't really use AI. I use Chat GPT. If I'm looking for like an adjective, I'm like, I need a
Yeah.
gentler way to say attention. And then I like
Yeah.
ask it and I'm like, no, more gentle than that, please. With a little bit of
Yeah.
90s era spin on it. And my Chat GPT is like, you are crazy, but here's some ideas. So I use it for that to kind of like, oh, I just need a different word.
Almost like in place of a thesaurus.
Yes, like a
Yeah.
really good thesaurus. So I know people do a lot of like training their chat GPT to sound like them, all those things. I have clients who, when I write their emails for them, will put the email into chat GPT and ask it to make more content that sounds like them.
Mm.
But I don't personally do that. So I don't know. So I'm not very great at.
Yeah, I really have as far as my newsletters, I've really only used it to grammar check. Like,
Yeah.
every now and then, if I just feel like my email's very lackluster, I'll
Mhm.
say, "Can you, like, make this more
Juice it up.
exciting?"
Yeah.
But for the most part, like, I say, "Please just grammar check," because I like to write fast and not lose time trying to make all
Mm.
my grammar just right, so I just run it through there, and then I'm like, "Okay, at least I know my grammar is correct now."
Yes. I'll tell you, even though I'm a writer, I am not a grammar like police person at all. Like, so
Yeah.
for years I've used it's called Grammarly, and I think it's
Mhm.
like $150 a year or something like that for their paid subscription, and that saves my life too. It puts the commas in, it
Yeah.
does the things. So yeah.
Yes, I've heard good things about Grammarly. Like, I
Mhm.
know that's the leap I need to take because
Yeah.
I'm still in the vein of like, let me just Google that real quick.
Yeah. Oh no,
So I
you'll
can get it
love.
spelled right.
Yeah, you'll love it. Try the free version and see, and then like the free version does a lot. And then if you go to
It
paid,
does.
yeah,
Okay.
and if you go to the paid version, then it'll be like you can put in your tone and it'll give you like,
Yeah.
yeah, this does sound friendly.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you're working with your clients, do you like to start from scratch or do you like them to kind of give you an outline or bullet points? Like, what does that kind of look like?
Yeah. So when I work with clients on a custom copywriting project, this is so good. So even if you're listening, I'm like you're writing something for yourself, like an email campaign, a sales page, a web page, whatever. It's kind of crazy, but like writing is the last step. So a huge part of like my process, and I think a process of any copywriter worth their salt, is the market research, right? Like the
Mm,
phase of like, okay, we need to look at your discovery calls. We need to look at your new client application forms, your testimonials. We need to look at other accounts, whether that's on Instagram or somewhere else in your niche, to see what people are asking, what questions people are asking. Or Facebook groups are a great place to gather market research. Like, find a Facebook group in your niche and see what people are asking. You'll get great
yeah.
feedback. Doing surveys with past clients, all the things. I really start there because I think sometimes as like the business owner, like we're so close, right, to like what we do, and
Yes.
we can talk about it in this really like high level way that's almost like over our client's head. So when we get back into like, okay, but how does our client describe this? It
Mm,
makes your copy so much more relatable. So to like give you an example, I just wrote a sales page for a podcast manager, and one of her client, I was like, what did working with Jill help you do? Or something like that. I asked her, and she was like, well, she took me from like, man, it would be cool to have a podcast, to, oh my freaking God, I have a podcast, And like we made that a headline on a sales page. It was like, this program, but however we said it, will take you from, I wish I had a podcast, to, oh my freaking God, I have one. So like, and
yeah.
that's so much more relatable compared to like what we could have said, which would be like, we'll help you build a podcast or something. So yeah,
Yeah.
your client voice is everything. I mean, I just wrote one for a weight loss coach, and one of her clients said, we were like, what have you tried to lose weight other than this, or whatever we asked? And she was like, well, I tried abandoning all hope, diets, doctors, and abandoning all hope. And we laughed so hard, and we made that a headline, right? So
Yes.
market research, start there. We can put it in the show notes if you want to. I have a whole like free resource on gathering client testimonials and market research and all that. So that's like step number one for me.
Oh, so smart. So it's like you're actually writing in almost in their voice. Like
Mhm.
it's in your brand voice, but it's almost in their voice because we always get hammered in like, what's our brand
Yeah.
voice? How do we talk? What do we like? And really it's more about what the client is saying.
Yeah. I think like
So good.
yeah, I think like your leadership, like your thought leadership content, like how you're different, like how
Yeah.
your unique spin, your unique approach. Like I think that is like your voice, right? Like that is
Yeah.
like what you do that other people don't, and why, or what you don't do, like what you leave out of your
Yeah.
offers and why do you do that, like how you do it, like what you do, that's I think your voice. And then I do think there's this other side of it where you're just really trying to like level with people right, and speak to them in their own language. So yeah, totally.
Oh, so good. So good. Okay. Any other lingering newsletter tips or anything you want to tell people? Maybe someone that has let their email list just like go dormant for 6 months. What should they do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it happens. So if you've let your list grow dormant, like I guess my best advice is, we can put this in the show notes too. I have like an email you can, like a template you can send out, but kind of
Oh,
like it
cool.
sounds weird. It's like I don't know how else to say it other than like, don't make it weird, or like don't feel like you have to come in and be like, hey guys, these last 6 months have been crazy, and like explain yourself and like apologize. Like you don't have to do that. Like it can be so easy. Like, hey, long time no talk. I'm so glad to be here. Da 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 da, and just get into it.
Yes.
And if you were gone and you made changes to your business since then, like it's no big deal. If it's not relevant to them anymore, they'll unsubscribe. It's fine,
Yes.
And it's not because of what you did. It's just like, maybe it's just not for them right now, and maybe they'll be so excited and they'll stay. So just my best advice would just be to start emailing again. Don't feel like you have to over explain it or come in or do anything. Just start. Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that so much. And I'm the
Hmm.
same way on Instagram. It's like we don't need to make this big announcement that we took off for a week, right? Like people are busy. They're not really paying
No.
attention as much as we think they are. It's like just cut to the chase and tell them what's going to help them, you know?
Yeah, they're probably just like
Yeah.
excited to hear from you. They're like, "Oh, cool," and they'll just be glad. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
No, that's so true. Okay, so your freebie has 6 templates that we can rotate throughout the month.
Hmm.
And I feel like I saw something else on there too. Was there another part to does it have like the visual
Hmm.
flow desk template to it too? So
Yeah.
people can literally just put it right in there?
Oh yeah, no. So, oh man, I should definitely do that though. So the templates are in Google Docs, right? So you can plug and
Okay.
play them anywhere. Yeah. So you get a mark. It's called the relationship-based email marketing strategy and template bundle, or template collection, or something like that. And yeah, you get the six
Yeah.
emails. They're in Google Docs and they're all plugged into like a calendar. And it's not like a dated calendar, right? So you could do this in July, August, September. You could do it every single month between launches, to really just like nurture your email list and make sure they know everything about you and your offer and what you do. And so when you do go to launch, you have this really, really well served audience who knows you, knows your offers, knows what you're about. So yeah, putting them in
Yeah, I
Flowdesk would
love
be
that.
awesome.
Yeah, well, they just started doing that, like, I
Yeah.
think a month ago, where you can actually create templates for your audience
Oh, man.
in Flowdesk. But, as someone who's, like, a little bit more visually established, like, that piece isn't as important to me, so I love that
Mm,
yours is in Google Docs. You could always offer both down the line if you wanted to,
yeah.
but I know my audience would probably appreciate them already being visually cohesive, and then they could just
Mhm.
change out their colors and fonts
Yes.
because a lot of my audience is just getting started with Flowdesk, so I think that would be
Mhm.
perfect. But for me, it's like I already kind of have my templates, like I just need to throw the words in there.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I do love that. I think I'm gonna go download it because, like I said, I'm in a little bit of like a creative rut. Like with my kids home and just having to switch my brain back and forth. The last thing I want to do is like sit down and do something that doesn't feel urgent.
mm,
Like I love emailing my list and it brings me joy, but I don't like to do it when it feels urgent. I'm the same
yes.
way with social media. Like, don't make me do it in a pinch.
Yes. Oh, I get that. I get that. Yeah, yeah. And so like for people listening to this who are just starting out, like with the visual side of email, like, so just like quick rules of thumb, right? So always have your font. I kind of recommend, I heard this from a really great email copywriter. Her name's Tarzan Kate. People have probably heard of her, but she always recommends putting your font size at least 16 to 18, right? So have a
Mm,
readable font. Check your email on mobile. This is like, I'm so bad at this, but I'll put it on my desktop and I'm like, oh, that looks so nice. And I look at how it looks on mobile and I'm like, it's a wreck. So check it on mobile.
yeah.
Make sure, we say like, don't throw bricks at your audience. So what it means like that is like, don't throw like a brick of text at them. So every time something is more than like 3 lines long, start a new paragraph. It just helps with readability.
Mm,
And then I think too, another good thing is when you read your email out loud, anytime you're using like italics or emphasis, like do that, like bold things, italicize things, underline things, take your brand
yeah.
font color or your brand colors and like highlight the background of a word if it's an important word, yeah,
Yeah.
so read it out loud and do all that. And I think you can't go wrong. And just use a readable font. Just use a Times New Roman. I think I use Georgia.
Yeah.
Just use a readable font, and you really can't go wrong with the visuals.
Yeah. Now, are you like team long email or team short
Yeah.
email, or do you think they both have a time and a
Yeah,
place?
I'm for team try them both and weave them
Yeah.
throughout both. So like in that free resource, one of the emails in there, I think I call it like the Tuesday quick tip email or something like that. And that
Mm,
email is just literally a 9 second, 10-second read. It's like, hey, here's this day of the week. I want to give you a quick action item to like that you can implement right away. Here it is. Boom. If you want more tips like
yeah.
this, sign up for my thing, do my thing, whatever. So both, I think try both. Yeah, yeah. It just depends. It
Yeah.
depends, however, I never count words. Like, however, whatever you need to do to get the thing you're trying to say across, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Um, And did I see that you have a subscription or a membership as well, where
Mhm.
people can get templates from you like regularly? Did I see that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So if you guys download the free template bundle in the marketing calendar, that's essentially a month free of the membership, right? So,
Okay.
and if you download that, you'll go through my evergreen funnel. So if you want to see how, like, someone who does evergreen funnels for a living does
Yeah.
it, like, go through and check it out. There's like videos in those emails. I'm really proud of it. But yeah, so for, it's $25 a month for a year, so $297 for a year. It's called Email Insiders, and then you get that
Awesome.
marketing calendar every month with a new batch of emails. And we also drop a lot of really fun things in there. Like every quarter, we do a new email sequence template. We do copywriting classes. Like yesterday, we talked about pre-launching. Okay, like what emails are we sending when we're pre-launching, like 4 weeks out from a launch, and like how often. So yeah, it's really wonderful resource, especially if you're just getting started with emailing and you're like not you don't want to hire someone to do that for you
Yes,
yet. Yeah.
yes. Oh, that's so awesome. What a
Yeah.
what a great offer too, and like super affordable for
Yeah.
people that are just starting out. You probably
Mhm.
have so much fun making
I
it.
love it. I love it. Yeah, it's cool because I have custom copywriting clients who I write their emails for them. And so I can really like get in the back end of these businesses, these multi whatever, like these really successful
Yeah.
businesses who have these wonderful strategies, and I can help there. And then I can say, how can I pull this curtain back and give this to people so they can use these strategies too, right? And so that's really
Yes.
what it is. It's what's working with my custom clients. I put it in there for other people to use too.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
did this. That's how I kind of got started with Facebook groups because I was doing a lot of one-to-one Facebook strategy for like these $1 million clients. And I was like, gosh, like what's working for them is the same thing that's going to work for
Yes.
somebody else. And that's how I kind of got like on the map for helping people with Facebook groups was I was just like, let me just share what people are doing
Yes.
because it's applicable to no matter what level you're at. Yeah.
Yeah, which is such a
Such a good
brilliant idea.
strategy.
I love your Facebook group strategy. Like I'm telling
Oh my
everybody
gosh.
about it. It's so good.
Yeah, yeah, and, like, pairing that with the newsletter just gives you so
Mhm.
much more to talk about because you can just link back to what people are saying and
Yes.
doing in your group. Yeah,
Yeah, that's so cool.
yeah.
You can get so
Oh my
much
gosh.
market research data from that group too, like we were talking about. Honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. We have some really, really fun little synchronicities, I think, or, synergies. Is that what they say
Mhm.
when you're, like, a
Yeah.
good collaborative partner?
Yeah.
Because 'Cause I'm like, I just feel like the people in my program would just eat this up because
Mhm.
so many of them are either just getting started with email or they're kinda struggling to, like, find their groove, and, I'm gonna send them your freebie.
Thank
I
you.
feel like people listening are going to love it.
Mhm.
Where can we find you, and is there a big project or anything that you're working on that we can support you with?
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. You are just such a joy to visit with, and I'm just so happy to connect with you. So, everybody listening, I want you to know I cold pitched Elizabeth, like, hey, do you want to do podcast guesting with me? And like, I just could not be more like delighted with just how warm and welcoming and just smart you are and everything I've learned from you. So, thank you for having me. Everyone, yeah, my biggest offers are Email Insiders, that membership that we were talking about, and I write sales pages. So that's really what I do, and we'll link in the show notes all the things, but I'm just at jennyrothcopywriting.com and at jennyrothcopywriting on Instagram. So
I love it. And so important. I always tell people, I'm like, if you're going to invest in copywriting, like have it be your sales page or something that has that ROI, right?
Mhm.
Like we can practice and learn and repeat on our email list and on social, but when it comes to like that one thing that's going to make you money, it's like get somebody's eyes on it.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So
Your
important.
sales page is like, if you have big goals for it, like I want to build an evergreen funnel that sells on the page, or I want to book
Yes.
this group program without discovery calls. I need the page to book it. I think that's a good time to bring in somebody to do it. And if you're not there, I have a sales page template that you can follow too. It's a really good template, and it's really the
Oh,
same
cool.
flow
Yeah.
I follow for my custom clients. So, but yeah, I just see, even like if someone wants me to write a launch for them, I'm like, we got to start with the sales page. Like we got to get that nailed down.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, definitely. And we'll put all these fun resources in the show notes for sure. And I'm going to try to edit out Anthony, but he might still be there
that's
too. We'll
okay.
see.
We made it better. We all
I
relate.
always say I like lightly edit my episodes, right? Like if there's something like major that happens, I can usually cut it out. But every now and then there's like a dog barking or
Yeah.
whatever. It's all fine.
Yes, it's relatable. I've been there. So
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it's a real conversation. People are fine. They're out taking a walk, they're folding laundry, it's all good.
yes.
Well, thank you so much, Jenny. This was wonderful. And I definitely see more collaborations in our
I hope
future.
so. Thank you, Elizabeth.
All right, you guys, this is episode 156. So to head over to the show notes and get every link you need to connect with Jenny or download her freebie, you're going to go to elizabethhenson.co/E156. Make sure that you let her know how much you love this episode. If it was helpful, please share it with a friend or leave us a review on iTunes. It truly makes the world of a difference, and we can continue to put out great and meaningful content for you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you soon.